Welcome to Mind Blueprint, and thank you so much for taking the time to watch our videos. We created this space to help you decode the silent architecture of your beautiful, complicated brain. And having you here as part of our community means the world to us. If our deep dives into human behavior help you understand your patterns and feel deeply seen, please hit that subscribe button. It really helps our channel grow so we can keep bringing you accessible psychology and neuroscience. We hope you enjoy the video.
You know that amazing burst of motivation you get right when you start a brand new project? And then, boom, it just vanishes the literal second things actually get difficult? Well, in this explainer, we're building a step-by-step guide to beating that daily procrastination. We're going to dive into the really fascinating biology behind why we actually quit when learning gets tough. So here's our roadmap. Section 1, the procrastination mystery. Then decoding the effort paradox, the prediction error trap, a step-by-step guide to reframing friction, and finally, embracing the gross.
Okay, let's jump right into section 1, the procrastination mystery.
Let's be real, it's kind of one of the great mysteries of human behavior. Why do highly capable, smart people often struggle the absolute most with self-discipline? I mean, have you ever quietly quit a new routine or a passion project the literal second it required genuine, uncomfortable effort? Think about it. You buy all the expensive gear for a new hobby, you feel incredibly inspired, but the very first time you sit down to do the clumsy, awkward work of actually practicing, you suddenly feel this overwhelming, irresistible urge to go, I don't know, clean your kitchen baseboards? Yeah, we've all been there. Now, here's a massive paradigm shift. You're stalling? It's not a lack of grit. Actually, scratch that, it's way deeper. It's a hidden, subconscious fixed mindset that secretly views trying hard as absolute proof that you just aren't naturally talented. When we hit that wall, our inner critic immediately starts yelling, well, I guess I'm just lazy, or I clearly don't have the discipline for this. But if we look at the source material, that is completely false. What's actually happening beneath the surface is a subconscious assumption. Basically, if you have to try this hard, your brain assumes it means you just aren't cut out for it. It's a pretty toxic, fixed mindset that directly equates your struggle with a lack of innate ability. Which brings us to section 2, decoding the effort paradox. So once we realize our brain basically equates effort with a lack of talent, we uncover this incredibly bizarre behavioral loop, the effort paradox. The crucial point here is that the very act of trying hard actually triggers negative feelings. Instead of feeling proud that you're putting in the work, your brain starts broadcasting a massive red alert that you're failing. This paradox is, quite literally, the invisible force field pushing us away from our desks, kicking off our running shoes, and making us abandon our creative projects.
Let's look at exactly what this paradox looks like on a daily basis. Say you decide to learn coding. The first lesson is super fun, but the exact moment you have to debug a script completely from scratch, your brain chimes in with, nope, this is too hard, I'm just not a tech person. Or you start a new fitness routine. By day 3, your muscles ache and your brain whispers, you know what, you just don't have the genetics for this. The paradox attacks at the precise moment uncomfortable effort is demanded, which, ironically, is exactly the moment we need to apply our step-by-step override. Moving right along to section 3, the prediction error trap.
To really grasp the biology behind this avoidance, we have to look at how our brain processes friction. In neuroscience, your brain interprets the need to work hard as an alarming prediction error. And this error actively threatens your core self-worth. See, because you're a capable person, your brain predicted that starting this new project would be reasonably smooth. So when you suddenly encounter severe friction, your brain essentially goes into shock. It registers this unexpected difficulty not just as a normal hurdle, but as a massive, glaring error. And thanks to that fixed mindset we just talked about, it interprets this error as a direct threat to your identity as a smart, capable individual. But here is where it gets wild. This alarm bell, it's actually a biological defense mechanism. Your brain hates feeling threatened. It just wants to return to safety, to the cozy things it already knows you're good at. So it deploys a brilliant but incredibly frustrating defense tactic, procrastination. It makes you feel bored or suddenly exhausted, or maybe intensely interested in organizing your email inbox to zero. It is literally tricking you into giving up, all just to neutralize that prediction error and protect your ego from the harsh reality that you are currently bad at something new.
All right, section 4, step-by-step reframing friction.
Now that we know we're basically being conned by our own biology, here is your step-by-step guide to override the trap. Picture this. You sit down to memorize new vocabulary, and 10 minutes in, it feels completely agonizing. Okay, step 1, notice the friction. Outwardly acknowledge that overwhelming urge to pick up your phone and open social media. Step 2, identify the threat. Literally say out loud, "My brain predicted this would be easy, and right now it's panicking. My ego is trying to trick me into quitting." And then step 3, reframe the effort. But reframe it into what exactly? Well, let's look at the biology again. You absolutely have to reframe your perspective to see that the discomfort isn't a signal to stop. It is the exact biological mechanism of your brain upgrading itself. We are talking about neuroplasticity. The literal rewiring of your neurons requires agitation. So that feeling of mental strain, that intense frustration, the urge to just throw your hands up and quit, that is not the feeling of failure. That is the physical sensation of neuroplasticity happening in real time. If you don't feel that friction, your brain simply isn't changing. By realizing that the discomfort is the required signal of growth, you instantly disarm the ego threat. The pain literally becomes the goal.
And finally, Section 5, embracing the growth. To permanently install this new programming into your daily life, we need to look at the contrast here. On the left, we've got the old ego trap. This is that pesky fixed mindset that has caused you to procrastinate and quit in the past. The totally false belief that effort equals a sign of failure or a lack of talent. On the right, though, is your new paradigm. From this day forward, when you sit down to do hard work and that huge wave of resistance hits you, you're going to look at it through the lens of science. Effort equals the biology of neuroplasticity. You aren't failing. You are literally, physically growing your brain. So, I'll leave you with this final thought to carry into your next endeavor. The next time you set a goal, anticipate the friction, expect the prediction error, and when your ego inevitably tries to trick you into checking your phone just to escape the discomfort, just smile at it. You now know exactly what's happening under the hood. So, how will you use this step-by-step knowledge to push through the paradox and finally become the person who doesn't quit when things get hard?
If you enjoyed this video, hit the like and subscribe button and join our community of bridge builders. Let's keep exploring the weird and wonderful ways our psychology shapes who we are today. See you in the next one.